what's up, guys? Got another new video for you. This is Tuned In Sports.
Yep.
My name is Bryson.
I'm Bennett.
And today, Royal Rumble preview. Woo! I tell you what, me and Bennett, we grew up many a year watching many a Royal Rumble and watching the same couple Royal Rumbles over and over and over again because we only had a couple.
Yeah, the same people always won.
So it'll be nice to see some different people win because it can't be the same three that we always had to watch because we only own three.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, Royal Rumble preview. You know, we said that we were going to be bringing you guys some more WWE content on this channel. Thus far, hasn't exactly gone as planned, but we're going to work it out one way or another. But nonetheless, we wanted to bring you guys this particular thing because my whole family, for the most part, enjoys at least the Royal Rumble. So we're definitely going to be checking that out, having some fun with it, and watching that. So Royal Rumble is coming. We're excited to watch it, and let's dig right into it. So first of all, we're just going to start with some of the lower card, undercard matches that maybe don't matter as much real quick. We'll go through those, and then we'll move on. Now, before we do that, though, fair warning, guys. Neither myself nor Bennett have watched any of the wrestling stuff in a little while, so we are not really up to date with the current storylines and stuff like that. But what I do know,
judging off of people we know, we might be able to give our opinion on who we think would win the match.
Yeah, exactly.
If those two were to fight.
Exactly. So we're gonna just have some fun with it, and and then we'll go with the Royal Rumble matches, and that should be exciting. So nonetheless, let's go ahead and get off with the first match, which has listed here as the United States Championship, which is the title holder Bobby Lashley versus Riddle, which is Matt Riddle, but they took away his first name.
I was like, who the hell is Riddle?
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know why they keep on doing this, where they take away people's first or last name, like they did that to Rusev, and they also did it to Chad Gable. They were just calling him Gable for a while. Some of these stupid names, it's like, what on earth are you guys doing? I don't even know. They were even calling the one guy, I can't remember what it was, but boy, they really screwed up his name, and I'm just like, what is wrong with
Bobby
you?
Lashley, Bobby.
Yeah. They maybe will at this point, but anyways, so Bobby Lashley versus Matt Riddle, and it should be an interesting match. I think it would. Yeah. I think it's a very interesting clash of styles here with Riddle and Lashley. And I think it's going to equate to a really good match, actually, and really interesting to watch. Now, sometimes the styles make fights, sometimes they don't. But in this scenario, I think that it's going to be a really interesting fight. I do think that I'm going to stick with Bobby Lashley retaining here, even though I do think Riddle could win, just because he's yet to be champion. So I'm going to go with Lashley here, but...
for me, I actually am going to disagree, and I'm going to take Matt Riddle. I feel like this is the perfect opportunity for him to get his first chance as a champion in the WWE. The United States champion.
Who was that?
Jeff Hardy.
Oh yeah. If you guys remember back to, I think it was 2008, the Great American Bash, I think it was, with I think it was, or no, it wasn't Great American Bash. It was the one where Jeff Hardy was against Triple H and who was the other one? Edge, I think it was.
Shawn Michaels. I think it was.
No, it was Edge. Shawn Michaels and
Triple H.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
Shawn Michaels and Triple H was Chris Benoit. But
it
was Jeff Hardy, Triple H, and Edge, and he's like, nothing is gonna stop me from walking out the WWE champion.
I just had to make fun of that.
Is Jeff Hardy afraid?
Does Jeff Hardy have what it takes?
Does Jeff Hardy have what it takes? Yeah. So, anyways, but you think Riddle's gonna win that one?
Yeah, I do.
All right, cool. All right, let's get on to the next match here. We got Intercontinental Championship. Big E, who's the champion?
I can't stand him.
Versus Sami Zayn.
That's a tough one because I think just in terms of the size of the two, this should be an easy win for Big E, but remember, WWE isn't based on that most of the time. You know, I feel like smaller guys sometimes have success against people that are a lot bigger than they are. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's tough to say, but I think if I had to choose, I would probably go Sami Zayn.
Okay.
I think I don't know exactly why, but I just got a feeling. I just got a feeling that Sami Zayn somehow is gonna pull it off because I feel like he's becoming one of those characters that's either like really popular in WWE. So
well, he is a well-known name, but right now he's in a heel turn.
Oh, well.
So he's the heel right now, but he is a very like popular superstar in that before he went heel, he was one of the fan favorites. So I feel like, you know, the people that can look above the storyline in general, he probably does have a lot of fans, and it would be pretty evident if he turned face again, the number of people that would be rooting for him.
I mean, I very easily also could see Big E winning it just because the New Day is such a well-known group. So, I mean, I could very easily see a situation where the New Day ends up... I mean, isn't Big E the champion right now?
Yeah, but Big E is no longer in the New Day. The New Day pretty much separated.
Oh, well, that's good because I couldn't stand on that. I mean, but that just goes to show you how much I've been watching it recently because I literally had no clue that had happened.
Yeah. The only reason I know is because I follow along. Even though I haven't watched it in a while, I still follow along on everything that's going on. So, but anyway, for me, I got to go with Big E here, mostly because he just won the championship back like around Christmas time. And he's got a big push going on right now. It seems like since he kind of separated from the New Day, they've really been wanting to push him hard. And so I think that he's got a long championship run coming. And so just a month or just a couple weeks later, I don't see him losing the belt. Although Sami Zayn, you know, obviously, he was champion before that, so, you know, he was champion for a reason. So, you know, not to say that he has no chance, but what I would say is I'm pretty sure that they're going to have Big E hold on to it here going on to the next pay-per-view. And I wouldn't be surprised if he's the champion going into WrestleMania as well in April. So,
yeah, we'll see what happens, though. I mean, it should be an interesting fight.
Yeah, for sure. All right, let's move on to the next match. We got the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Personally, one of Bennett's favorite divisions. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. The SmackDown Women's Championship champion Sasha Banks versus the challenger Carmella.
I'm gonna have to go with Sasha Banks here, just because. I mean, she's been a fan favorite for a long time, and I mean, sure, Carmella's nice, but I mean, I don't think she's ever really played a huge role in the women's division. I mean,
she won the Money in the Bank, and then she was the champion for a little bit, but for the most part, a lot of people.
I'm just saying though, like, most of anything that I was hearing about her most of the time was just her and Enzo Amore having problems. So
yeah,
I mean that I feel like a lot of what her character has been was just basically her being a sidekick to Enzo Amore. So
I mean, she's had like some single stuff, but for the most part, once she lost the championship and the Money in the Bank shtick, they kind of just had her teaming up with random people doing random things. This is really the first time that she's gotten somewhat of a push. She took a break for a while, and then they were releasing a series of videos with some random woman, and then it turned out to be Carmella, and so now she's, wrestling here for the championship. If you ask me, I would have to say that, as nice as that is for Carmella, Sasha Banks is going to win here. I don't see Sasha Banks dropping the title before WrestleMania, and I don't see her wrestling Carmella in WrestleMania. I see them filling Sasha Banks' spot, Carmella's spot with somebody a lot more big ticket, so to speak, like a Charlotte Flair or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Not somebody like Carmella.
I think it would be. I mean, granted, I think it would be really cool if Carmella could feasibly do it, but I just don't see a situation where it happens. So I guess it's gonna be interesting to watch, but I mean, I think it's pretty easy to just assume that Sasha Banks should win this one.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next one. Women's Tag Team Championship match.
Oh, no.
Asuka and Charlotte Flair versus Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Now, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax were the champions. And then at TLC, Asuka and Charlotte Flair, who just returned. Just returned and was the surprise tag partner, actually. Huh. She was the surprise partner of of Asuka, because she had been out for a while. And so they ended up fighting Jax and Baszler, and then they ended up beating them. Surprise, surprise. And now they're putting their belts on the line against the same team again in this match. So what do you think?
This one's kind of a toss-up for me, honestly. I mean, I feel like they've been trying to build up Shayna Baszler for a while. Mm-hmm. And I feel like this might be the way that they are going to use her. Granted, I think that she definitely should be in talks to be the women's champion and all that.
Yeah, not tag team.
I mean, but I feel like this would be a good start for her if she could get the tag team championships, and then sometime down the line definitely get a title shot, because I feel like with how she was in NXT especially, I mean, I look for the WWE to end up using her in that same way.
Yeah, I know. Since she got called up to the main roster, it's been pretty disappointing how they used her. And honestly, I think I kind of get the impression that they don't know what the hell what to do with her. Because they just throwing her in a random team with Nia Jax and
Granted, I think
different
Nia
things
Jax is cool because she's been around it for
yeah.
quite a while.
Well, she's all right, but still, it just seems like a stopgap. Like, oh, we don't have anything better to do, so here, hold the tag team championships. What the hell? But as far as who I think's gonna win, I don't see. I think Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler should win.
Yeah,
but I think they'll lose. I think Asuka and Charlotte Flair. I doubt that they had Charlotte come back and then just win one match and drop it again. I would imagine that they'll end up holding on to the belts here.
I would probably agree, even though I hope that Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax win that match, but I would probably have to say Charlotte Flair and Ahsoka should probably win that.
Yeah. So, all right, let's move on to the next match for the WWE Championship. Drew McIntyre, still the champion since last year's WrestleMania, where he defended Brock Lesnar, is now going to be taking on and defending against Goldberg. Anyways, Goldberg versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship.
This one I feel like should... I mean, in my opinion, I don't see a situation where Drew McIntyre should lose this. I don't think Drew McIntyre should lose this match. Not with how long Goldberg's been around. I feel like if he was to win, he would lose the championship at WrestleMania.
Goldberg?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I don't see... I think it would be a mistake booking-wise. But then again, I don't necessarily think it's a good idea to have him right in the title picture again anyways. To be honest with you. But nonetheless, I think Drew McIntyre should win this. I mean, I don't see him dropping the title till at least WrestleMania. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But
it just wouldn't really, to me, it wouldn't really make sense for Goldberg because, I mean, he's not young anymore, so, yeah. I mean, it's...
Well, and the weird thing is that they just had storyline stuff going on with Drew McIntyre, Keith Lee, and Sheamus, and then they kind of just threw that aside to frontline Goldberg in there. But, one thing I was kind of thinking is like, okay, with Goldberg, I mean, obviously he's older, so he can't really carry a match by himself. But one thing I was kind of thinking is like, what if you had him involved in like a multi-man match, for the championship? Like if he won the title here, and then at WrestleMania you have a 4-man match between him and Drew and Keith Lee and Sheamus.
I could see that.
A fatal 4-way match. Then Goldberg wouldn't have to carry the match on his own, and he could just kind of pick his spots. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, that would be the only reason I could see Goldberg potentially winning here, but I don't think it's going to happen. Like I said, I think Drew McIntyre will hold the title at least till WrestleMania, if not longer.
I think they'll make it a good match, though. I don't think this is going to be...
I think it's going to be finisher, pin.
I think it will be entertaining just because, Goldberg is a fan favorite, so I don't expect them to just let him go out there and look like weak or anything like that. So
yeah,
I'm sure he'll at least show up and have a good fight.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get on to the next match. You think?
Yeah.
So we've got the Universal Championship. Last man standing. Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens.
Oh shoot.
Obviously, Roman Reigns has been champion for a while now. Since he came back and turned heel, he's been the champion. and nobody's really been able to do much with him. Kevin Owens has been trying, and they've kind of had an ongoing feud over the last month or two, but it's pretty much resulted in Kevin Owens losing multiple times.
Yeah.
But, is that going to be the case here? Yes. I think Kevin Owens is going to lose once again, and because there's no DQ, I wouldn't be surprised if, the Jey Uso ends up getting involved and costing Kevin Owens a match or something like that. I don't, once again, like I said with the other one, I don't see, after all this time, Roman Reigns dropping the championship right before WrestleMania. I just don't see it happening.
Yeah, exactly.
If it wasn't so close to WrestleMania, then maybe, but right before WrestleMania, like literally a couple months before, I just don't see that being a possibility.
That's the problem, though, that I have a lot with like a pay-per-view like this. I mean, a lot of the title holders that have had it for a long time, they're not. I mean, do you really think that they're going to drop it before WrestleMania? I mean, in the next pay-per-view? I mean, I don't see that happening.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of easy to predict.
Well, I think there's still
ways.
1 or 2 pay-per-views before WrestleMania, but I'm just saying, like, it's not.
Well, in terms
likely.
of pay-per-views that those guys that have the championships are going to be in, I would think that they wouldn't be fighting again until WrestleMania.
Well, depends on who it is, but yeah, I mean, but still, the point remains that, when you get so close to WrestleMania season, unless they're looking for one last plot twist and have their opponents be the champion at WrestleMania and it be a rematch, for the most part, I'm not really expecting to see a title change of the major championships. Like maybe if somebody were to lose in the U.S. championship, like Bobby Lashley or something, it's like, well, okay, whatever, because nobody really gives a crap about that belt anyways. Or
Yeah,
at least,
I don't.
It's not one of the. I mean, it has its place, but I'm just saying, like, from a fan's perspective, you want to see the major titles and stuff like that. So, I just don't see Roman Reigns, and especially Roman Reigns. I mean, come on. There's no way. There's no way he's losing to Kevin Owens right before WrestleMania.
I like Kevin Owens, though. I think he's awesome.
Yeah, he is. So, all right, let's get into the 2 matches that we've been
what this pay-per-view
getting
is
excited.
about.
Yes, exactly. So we'll start with the Women's Royal Rumble. With the women's. So let me go ahead and read off the names of the people that are confirmed for the Royal Rumble. Okay?
For the women's?
For the women's. Nia Jax, Charlotte Flair, Bayley, Bianca Belair, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Peyton Royce, Shayna Baszler, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott, and Tamina. And then there's 18 that are still to be announced.
Cool. Well, that's awesome. That just tells you there's going to be a couple surprises in there at least.
Yeah,
so
exactly. So
I like that.
Yeah.
And that's what really makes the Royal Rumbles for me is all the people that were there, like, some of the legends and stuff returning.
So and I'll share this because I don't think that there's any like actual validity to it or anything like that. But one thing that I read was there's a potential for a Ronda Rousey return as an entrant in the Royal Rumble. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but this would be a great place to do it. And if she was to come back, this would be a great place to have her come back at as an entrant. Yeah. And if she was to come back, I wouldn't be surprised. She would be number 30, I think.
But I don't think she would win the match. I mean, it's tough to say, though.
I think she might because, like, you could have her against, like, Sasha Banks, or you could have her against, I think Asuka is the other champion. So I don't know, but my guess would be that there is a chance that if she were to come back, I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled the trigger on her winning the thing, just because. Not saying it's guaranteed, and I'm also not saying it's guaranteed she comes back.
I mean, if she does, I mean, I don't necessarily think that's really all that fair. I mean, I mean, she's been away from it for months, and then for her to come back and automatically have a chance to go to WrestleMania, I mean, I think that's kind of. I don't know.
But she's one of the people that pushes the paycheck.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean,
it's the biz, dude.
I know. I'm just saying. I wouldn't necessarily agree with it, but I would agree that it would probably. There's a good chance it could happen.
Yeah, but you know, assuming Ronda Rousey shows up, I'm gonna say she wins. If she doesn't. If she doesn't, I'm going with Bianca Belair. They've been pushing Bianca a lot lately. She just recently even got a win over Sasha Banks, who's the champion of SmackDown, obviously. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're building Bianca up and she wins the Royal Rumble and gets a title shot this year to continue her character arc.
I mean, if it was me and if I had to, I would probably go her, or I think some of the people that were really, popular before would have a chance too, like Bayley or maybe
Charlotte.
Or yeah,
Charlotte won last year and repeat again.
I really could see it, but
yeah.
You know what? I'm going to go oddball and pick Bayley to win it.
Well, that's not too oddball. I mean, she'd probably be considered one of the favorites going in. I mean, she was the champion for a long time.
Yeah.
But until Sasha Banks beat her, she was the champion for probably over a year. So it wouldn't be too oddball. But, regardless.
Well, I in terms of your picks compared to mine, it was kind of.
But what I will say is, I think if they don't do Bianca and they don't have Ronda, they need to have Shayna win this match. I mean, I feel like they're underutilizing Shayna Baszler for the beast she was made out to be in NXT. She's been kind of treated like crap since she got to the main roster, and this would be a great way to put an end to that. Give her a new character angle. Have her done with the tag team scene. Have her lose earlier in the night to Charlotte and Asuka in the tag team match. Get her out of that battle and that thing with Nia Jax, and just restart her character and have her win the Royal Rumble here, and then go and fight Sasha Banks or somebody for the championship at WrestleMania. That would be ideal. Enough farting around with this. Let's give her the push she deserves.
Right. I completely forgot what I was going to say, so just continue on.
Yeah, but anyways, let's move on to the men's side. What do you think?
Oh.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Cool. So, men's Royal Rumble. We'll do the same thing. I'll give you a list of the participants. Yes. So, participants: Edge, Dolph Ziggler, Sami Zayn, Mustafa Ali. There's another guy. They took away Mustafa, and he was just being called Ali for a while. It was either that or it was the other way around, where they took away Ali and it was just Mustafa. But I'm pretty sure they were just calling him Ali for a while, which was like, are you serious? This is so gay.
Really funny.
Anyway, Mustafa Ali, Jeff Hardy, Cesaro, Otis, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sheamus, AJ Styles, Jey Uso, John Morrison, The Miz, Bobby Lashley, Daniel Bryan, Big E, and Randy Orton. Those are the confirmed.
That's honestly a pretty good list of names for an already confirmed list. I mean, to me, I feel like a lot of those guys are pretty well known. So to come out with those guys as already being confirmed, I mean, I'm kind of surprised by that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, if you're just looking at names, you know, I don't see a lot of people in the list of names that I just mentioned that I would say have zero chance. I mean, a couple of them, like, I know that
Zayn's going to win.
I know that Otis won the Money in the Bank or whatever, but I don't see any way in hell that he's winning the Royal Rumble. And then as well as that, you know,
I don't think Sami Zayn's going to win either.
Unfortunately, I don't think Cesaro has a chance. But he's a better name, you know what I mean? And
I think Cesaro's. I think Cesaro could.
I mean, AJ Styles, Sheamus. I mean, all these guys, I feel like at least are notable competitors.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. I mean, I'm really surprised that. I mean, especially with like somebody like Randy Orton being in there. I mean, I was really surprised that they already came out that he was going to be in it. I mean,
yeah.
Well,
one thing I will say is that, you know, as far as Randy Orton goes, I wouldn't be surprised if The Fiend is not an entry in the Royal Rumble. I think he'll cost Orton the win, or he'll eliminate Orton one way or another.
Yeah, I would.
Because they've been feuding for a while, and then just a week ago or two, he RKO'd Alexa Bliss. So my guess would be that The Fiend will end up costing Randy Orton, and I think that this is leading to a match at WrestleMania between those two. So I'm gonna guess and say that Randy Orton, one way or another, will be costed by The Fiend winning the Royal Rumble.
But who do you think will win? Like, who do you think?
Who do you think?
Shoot, you know, if I had to choose,
Mustafa Ali.
Or Ali.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not.
Shorty Gable.
No, I wouldn't probably go with
Shorty Gable.
No. Honestly, I mean.
Otis.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I mean, I really think there's multiple people that could win.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think AJ Styles could win it. I think I could even see a guy like possibly Sheamus winning it somehow. I mean, just because I feel like wasn't he out of it for months for some reason?
He just came back from an injury not too long ago.
So, I mean, I could easily see a situation where where he gets the win. So, I mean, I guess it's, but I think I'm gonna go with AJ Styles.
AJ Styles, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick AJ Styles.
Okay, so two things here. First of all, again with the rumors. Now, I'm not saying there's any validity to this, but there's been rumors that potentially John Cena could make his comeback here at the Royal Rumble.
If he's in it, I'm picking him to win. I'm being serious.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it would only make sense. I mean,
yeah, because
last WrestleMania, he said, "Oh, this is gonna be my last WrestleMania match." Boom, comes back for one more. Look at that.
Well, the thing is that I see if Cena, because with John Cena, here's the thing that I see is that he is tied with Ric Flair for the most world championship wins or whatever. They both have 16 or 17, I can't remember. But I see them giving it to Cena before he hangs up his boots. Yeah. I think he'll end up breaking the record that Ric Flair holds. And if he's going to do it, I think it's going to come
in this.
I think it's going to come sooner than later. And so I think an easy way to put him right in the title picture without it seeming too strange or whatever is by having him win the Rumble and be a surprise return. And I think the fans and everything would go nuts because, I mean, we're kind of past the point where people are booing Cena because of whatever. I mean, it's kind of at the point now where he's basically done. And people don't realize how much he really meant for the WWE. They just all wanted to boo him and stuff because of all this stuff. But the truth be told, he's one of the biggest WWE superstars ever. And he carried the company for many years. Yeah. And, I think now it's like people are like, wow, he was awesome. You know what I mean? Like, he was really... We were fortunate to have him. And so I don't think it would be a bad reception if that happened. So I'm going to say if again, just like I said with Ronda Rousey, if John Cena returns in this Rumble match, I'm going to take him to win it. However, if he doesn't, I'm going with the rated R superstar Edge. Now, the reason I'm picking Edge is because I think, first of all, it would be a feel-good story after the year that Edge went through and the 9 years that he was out.
Well, didn't he nearly win it last year? I mean,
he was in
the final two. So
he was in the final 2 or 3 or 4 or something.
Yeah.
But I think that Edge will win this because I honestly, like I said, the year that he had and just the story that he has, having fought back from being on the shelf for 9 years, and then he came back and then he tore his pectoral muscle or whatever in that one match against Randy Orton. I think it would just be too much of a feel-good story if he won here because I think that's what they want to do. I mean, with all the things that he had happen to him, I think they would want to see him with the championship belt. As a matter of fact, I honestly kind of believe that if it wasn't for him getting injured, he might already be fighting for a championship, to be honest with you. I think once he was done with Orton, I wouldn't have been surprised if they transitioned him into the championship picture because I don't think they want him to retire before holding the belt at least one more time.
I mean, I honestly wasn't a huge Edge fan for a while. I mean, I thought what was going on with him. I guess I didn't like Edge when he turned heel, and especially the one Elimination Chamber match when he injured somebody to get into the match.
Yeah, Kofi.
Yeah, so, I mean, I wasn't that cool with him around then, but I've actually grown a lot of respect for him. I mean, for him to be back in it after all the crap he's gone through, I mean, it's awesome.
That's why I say I think they want to complete the story and have him win the Royal Rumble. And the other thing is, just like he said in his Royal Rumble announcement video thing, he never really lost the title. He was forced to give it up due to injury. So I think, like I said, if John Cena's not in it, I fully expect, even if John Cena is in it, I wouldn't be surprised if it came down to John Cena versus Edge, and they have a stare down, like at the end, just like because of the nostalgia. I mean, that was one of the biggest.
Long time coming,
that was one of the biggest, one of the biggest rivalries for many, many years. Was Edge and Cena. So I could see them having a standoff in the ring and being the last two.
Yeah.
And then if that was to happen, I could see really either one of them winning. But I still think I would probably go with Edge. As a matter of fact, I think I'll go with Edge is my pick to win because I just think the story arc is too great. I can't see. I see them wanting him to win the championship before he retires, and while he's still healthy, they have to pull the trigger.
Yeah, I mean, I realize I did pick AJ Styles before, but I also had forgotten that Edge was going to be in it. I don't know why I did, but because I had actually read on his Instagram, he made an announcement on it too. So, I mean, and I wasn't thinking about the fact of all the injury history he's had as well. So, I would probably switch and go with Edge myself. So
Edge. I mean, I think AJ Styles is a good pick also because he's coming to the end of his career. He said that after he signs after this most recent contract runs out, he's retiring and he's done wrestling after this contract.
Yeah.
So I could easily see him win.
Either AJ Styles or Edge are my picks. Those two are
we'll see though. I mean, like the fact that there's this many people though that I could potentially see winning is a good sign. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, anyways, also I don't think The Miz is gonna win the Royal Rumble because he's got the Money in the Bank briefcase. So it would just be kind of weird to have him win the Royal Rumble and then get a championship match, and then by the way, I got the Money in the Bank briefcase, so I get
I'll
a champion.
lose to you, then
so
I'll
I get
cash in the Money in the Bank and then win against you.
Yeah, so that would be kind of strange. Now the other thing that was potentially rumored is maybe a Brock Lesnar return in this.
Of course, right?
Yeah, exactly. Of course.
Seems like.
But I don't know if there's any weight behind that. But at the same time, I haven't heard anything from Brock for a while, so I wouldn't at all be surprised if he came back. I don't think he wins. I don't think he wins if he does come back. But
I like Brock Lesnar's character. I mean, I think they've done a nice job with him when he has been around.
Yeah, they've done a great job with him. I wish they'd do him like Shayna Baszler the same way. I mean, they could easily do it. So, but anyways, that's enough for this video. I think that's kind of our thoughts and our Royal Rumble 2021 preview. We're super excited for this pay-per-view and for everything that goes along with it. We can't wait to watch this and share our thoughts. We'll be
here for the review afterwards.
Yeah, we'll be here giving some type of a review afterwards, just kind of breaking down what we think of each of the matches and stuff like that.
Definitely.
So, with that being said, if you guys like the video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, comment. Who do you think's gonna win the Rumbles? Who do you think's gonna win the championship matches? All that fun stuff. Share with us in the comments below. Make sure you check out the Quip Joint for Clippers news, and check out Tune In Sports for the rest of our content.
Yeah.
So,
definitely.
With that being said, Bryson,
Bennett,
see you guys in the next video.